they don't. Just whatever. Oh, and there we are. Session 46 of Into the Unknown with GM Jeremy. Take it away, buddy.
Hello. How are you? Good. I hope. We are here trying to wrap up this campaign. We've got a few more sessions as my speech impediment kicks in. And let's see. This session's song. Let me go back to my notes pretty quick. Nope. No, that's the wrong one too. Oh, here. No, that's the wrong one. Where'd it go? There we
Stardust?
go. Yeah, Stardust by Gemini Syndrome. Thank you. A 2013 release. They're kind of a heavy, hard band and such, but their lyrics are, real fun and such. So basically, it's saying that we're all Stardust, such, and we're just needing to find our way through the Stardust, basically. You're perfect the way you are. And then you become Stardust. So we have had a little party at the village, basically. People have celebrated, the wardens and the adventurers. So basically, they kind of see you all as wardens, even if you don't have the abilities or the actual title or anything like that. They see you all as the wardens. And they've, in various ways, have shown their gratitude by, having a celebration, showing how much they appreciate your adventurous nature, leaving the grove, and conquering the things that they feel that maybe they're too wrapped in their comfort of home. Such. Most people are afraid, even though that y'all left the grove. Most people are still afraid of leaving the grove and the security that they have there, their nice quiet life. A few individuals have come up to certain people and given them tokens or talked to them. And some of you have decided to stay out of the celebration, to show up and, make an appearance, and then quietly or quickly, RTB, turn to base. So this is the next day. I think you've all had your time in the Matrix machine and have downloaded Gunnery. I believe that all that should be on all your characters. A proficiency. Just let me know firearms. There we go. Yeah. So you should be able to use any of the firearms with proficiency now. I'm not going to go, oh, you don't know how to reload that weapon, or you don't know how to look down the sights or anything like that. You've been, Kung Fu? Oh, yeah, we know that. Okay. Helicopter? Yeah, I know how to fly that. Our Space Marine friends, you probably camped out, just waiting. And they may be getting a little nervous, knowing that they only have a few days left before the Isengard engine goes critical and kind of nukes the coastline and such. The Grove, relatively speaking, is close to the coastline, so it could get caught in the blast. It is kind of unsure. So yeah, sure, it could take out the problem, but it might also take us out as well. Uncontrolled explosion of this reactor, this engine in the Isengard. You have a good approximation of precisely where it is off the coast. And with that information, you can kind of see why Marceau's enclave was probably, one of the first places that was targeted by the xenomorphs. It's not far off from the coast, secluded in the mountains, but there's not too many places where sentient creatures now gather and such. There's not too many towns, and y'all don't know of any outside of the city of the undead, as it were. Such. So, are there any questions before we start kind of deciding what we want to do exactly with this day? We can just say, I want to do this, this, and this, and we'll do those real quickly, wrap up any things that we might want to do before we head off. Of course, we need to go and wrangle the Space Marines and things like that. But any questions first? Anything we previously covered that you might want a recap or explanation, or general questions? So it's the next day, Banthor. You're a little. Your head is a little heavy today. You spent a good portion of the day hanging out with your fellow villagers, and, partying around the tree and such. Would your next day be harsh, or would you find some some tonic or something, and try to conquer your head or your stomach, or what would you do?
Pretty much looking for willow tree bark, eggs, and water.
There you go. Exactly. Awesome. All right. So you make yourself a little tonic of eggs and raw egg and willow tree bark, and slurp that down. Yeah. I really hate oysters and stuff. But yeah, the raw egg kind of thing, the actress tonic and some water really, helps with dehydration as well. We've found. Was there anyone else that might have, partaked in the celebration, or at least got, tankard or Zorn? We didn't really, talk much about, people with you. They are happy and joyful. Sometimes they ask you strange questions, like, why is your armor so odd? That's a interesting looking piece of equipment. Those are strange ways to string a bow. Your people must have been different, or raised different, or learned different things and such. So they might have questioned you on what giants might look like and such. Not seeing, not being seen one in thousands of years and such. As well, Afra the next day, Chartreuse will present you with a gift. He has crafted basically like a belt sash like thing. Basically, it's like a belt, but it's more than just that. It's like a belt with pockets and such. You notice that he used his the leather jacket. It's like a little like a three-piece suit, just a vest. There we go. That's the word. A leather vest that he has. His tailoring vest has little pockets, or it had, for little pieces of tools, or places that we'd have pins and other scissors and punches, working with leather and cloth. But he has recreated this into a leather like belt sash like thing, that he will come up to you and he's like, "Well, I already know your measurements, so I made this for you." And he'll wrap his arms around you, and this will kind of fold out, and you notice that this is made from his vest, because you can now notice that he's not wearing it, and he'll clasp it around your waist and step back and look at it and such. And yeah, this helps me when I'm trying to find something. I always lose stuff, so this vest it just helps me find my way and such. So if you're ever lost, just reach into that little pocket and maybe you can find your way. And he'll, without response from you, he'll just turn away and walk. And such. What would you do, or would you call off to him, or just like let him do his thing? Let's see. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Are you with us, Losh? Nope. Oh, I can barely hear you. You sound like a mouse.
Sir, you were talking to me. I was looking over my character sheet. I was locked into my character sheet. It's been a while. I was like, what do I have on my sheet?
So, basically, Chartreuse comes up to you with his Sharpels. There we go. I knew I was getting it wrong. He comes up to you, recrafting his vest, his tailor's vest. He has a leather tailor's vest, red. So it kind of, is shockingly red. But he has repurposed that into like a belt sash thing. And he comes up to you and he goes, "Well, I already know your measurements, so I made this for you." And puts it around your waist and clasp it in the front. It hangs, kind of a little loose and just, a little on your hips and such. One side a little bit lower. He says, "I lose things often, and this vest is, what I use to find the things that I've lost. My little pouches and places for this tool or that. But if you ever find that you're lost, there's this little pouch right here, and you can just reach in there, and hopefully you can find yourself. Hopefully it will keep you safe." And he will give you like a little peck on the cheek or what have you, and turn and walk away.
Oh. Well, of course, I had to grab his hand, pull him back, and give him a full-on lip-smacking kiss. And we'll respond with, "It'll help me find my way back to you."
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, he'll say, don't die out there. And then he'll pull away.
Mm-hmm. Don't plan on it.
The blacksmith comes up to you and finds you, not Caleb. Damn it, what is your, excuse my language. No, it is Caleb. All right, Caleb.
Yeah.
So many drow. I gotta keep remembering which is which. He comes up to you and he gives you a piece of metal. It's just kind of an ingot almost that's been beat on and reshaped and formed and squashed back down and reformed into something else. He goes, this is like that's the first piece of metal my dad gave me, and such. He said it was lead me and show me the way of being a good blacksmith. You've given me some interesting pieces of metal to work with. I figured I'd give you one back. Hold on to that, and I want you to give it back to me when you return. It'll keep you safe. If nothing else, it's heavy. So, if you're gonna go, just give him one for me, and he'll hand you the iron ingot, basically. That has been, it has kind of a point on one side and a blunt edge on the other. It's kind of a rude, crude spike in a way, but it's just a an ingot of pure iron, basically.
Pure iron. Okay. Yeah, Kellen will take it. Yeah, I will return with it.
And he'll just, nod and, kind of, I'm glad that you, found all these things. It's brought me great joy to work on your armor and weapons. So I appreciate that. And you'll see his son in the background kind of watching, the exchange and stuff, and he'll go and lead his son, back to the blacksmith, his smithy. Not too many other, notable individuals, will give you gifts, but people will come and, give you gifts of food, dried, food that you can take on your journey. By the time it's all over and done with, y'all have like 3 weeks worth of rations, water, walking sticks, extra strings for your bows, just all sorts of stuff that you really can't take with you and utilize because it's just so much, that people have been giving you. So you have, you'll pick through and of course get some of the stuff that you're like, well, an extra bowstring, this whatever. Okay. Like, well, I've got one or two, but another one doesn't never hurts. And things like that. Nothing that stands out or is it particularly good, or high fashion. So nothing that's going to improve any stat. But you have supplies of plenty that you can take with you. So basically, if there is during this adventure, if you're like, hey, was there a blah in any of the supplies? We could probably work that out. That's it.
Right.
All right. So I'll give each of you a one off kind of, hey, did I have? If you didn't, you do now in this emergency situation, and I'll let y'all try to come up with whatever. That's that. So, So you just tuck that in your hat. Try to remember, if you need a bobby pin. Yeah. Cool. You got a bobby pin. Things like that.
So we have, to use a Hogwarts reference, a bag of requirement.
Yes, basically, yes.
Hmm.
Or you can, some people like, not exactly a retcon, but kind of like that. So, or a Deus Machina, kind of thing. God comes down and gives you a bobby pin. So
So free momentum spend for create advantage. Okay.
yeah. So, is there anything in town that you would like to take care of? Also, what would your schedule like to be? Technically, excuse me, Ashra needs one more day to level up. But y'all can do that on your travels. You have 2 days, and you have 2 days and 3 hours before the Isengard goes off. So sometime early morning, basically, is kind of scheduled to, go critical. There we go. That's the word.
Hmm.
You've been there was a rough sketch or hologram, basically, of the Isengard. That's not it. There it is. Okay. Oh, oof. It's a huge ass map. Excuse me, later. This is a big map. There we go. All right. Give me one moment. Bloop. Right. Not that all of these places need to be explored or blah, but this is a rough map of the Isengard. In the center, you'll see that fan-like thing that's supposed to be the engine itself.
I didn't see
And
a fan-like thing. It's all line of sighted out.
oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Because I did that. Give me 1 second.
Hmm.
No. Yeah. Damn it. Oh, okay. Let's go and change that. This way. No, that's not it. Aggravate. Okay. Did that? No, that didn't. It didn't. Why not? Your areas. Oh, there we go. All right. You see forth the map now? Yes.
Hmm.
Can you see the? Excellent. So the Isengard is at the top of this map. So the north is the control area. That is actually the back of the ship. On the front of the ship is where all the cargo is held, which is in the south part of this map. So the queen is most likely going to be in one of those larger chambers to the south of the map. And this is going to be underwater, this area. The engine is somewhere near, from what the Space Marines said, the engine is somewhere near the water table or line. So it may, depending on tide, it could be covered or exposed, the engine room. And then the control room is to the north, the topmost room on this map. This is so these pieces in between those hallways, because it's a cargo ship. This is kind of a modular like device ship. So they can put cargo or different modules around or in front of the ship and such. So these are going to be most likely the paths that you'll have. And some of these could be blocked off, destroyed, and such. So this is best case scenario. This is best case scenario. Not that you have to remember this or anything like that. This is kind of just, some of what you'll be dealing with. The engine in the middle, the clean underwater somewhere in the bottom or second to bottom level there, with the control room up on the top, and other modules, these other rooms for different things. And such. There is information about what these different rooms are on the thumb drive. So most of the smaller rooms right there underneath are just storage or small these are offices for the officers, and then canteen and workout area, basically right up on these two big rooms here, and then bunk rooms. These two big large rooms are the bunk rooms, and then there's these two large on the side here are going to be maintenance, all the things that water cooling, treatment, air purification, things like that. And then they have med bay. This larger one is a med bay, and I forgot exactly what that one was. It's like a storage of some sort. And then all of the triangle rooms are the rooms that control how the rest of the structures are all snapped together and such. So these are control rooms for the storage container. So all of these boxes to the south past the triangle rooms are storage containers, various types. So those are like control room to lock them in, release them, things like that for those each side. Any questions about that? So control room, simple. The basically right here is the main ship and such. So these are where the engines are. Sorry, I didn't say that. Engines are right here, right of that. And then the core of the ship itself, basically like a tugboat in a way, is this area here. So officer quarters and meeting room and galley, and workout area, just a area for people to hang out and stuff. So there's workout benches and other stuff there, entertainment. And then the actual bunkers, lavatory, those two little small rooms, showers and such. And then maintenance, all the controls, not the controls, but all the stuff behind the scenes from those two big areas here. They support water filtration, all the fluids, everything and stuff like that. And then That's the triangle rooms are all the storage, and the cargo that they were hauling. Just probably some tractors, stuff like that, and one of them. So this is going to a new colony. So there's a lot of basic building block materials and big machinery and such. So there might even be a cargo hauler in there. You know, as per aliens, gotta have at least one cargo hauler. You know, in an aliens movie. Things like that. Any questions before we move past the map and anything else? Damn, my tongue. Okay. What would y'all like to do from here? Mid-morning, you've gathered all your WoW supplies, and people are kind of like leaving you now to your own devices. I know you've got to fully prepare and get ready to go. You're probably leaving today or tomorrow morning, so they're trying to stay out of your way in a way. There if need be, but not really bothering you.
Could you bring up the world map again? So, I'm thinking.
Uh-oh.
The red line you got there, that's the bronze, that's a river, right?
No, that is the Dwarven Road.
Oh, right.
They created. And okay. It goes close by the grove.
So this river right
here,
bridge? The Cold River.
Yep. Cold River, yep.
Does it flow into this one here, or does it stop at the mountain?
Yeah. No, it does dump. I don't know. You can't see it, but it does go along the mountain. And so the mountain feeds into it, so it gets much larger right over here.
Okay, so we could go to here.
Yeah, you could
take the boat.
Yeah, you
all
could
the
take
way
the Cold River all the way. Yeah, all the way to the extreme.
All right. Kellum is going to, while the others are, Sure still got the thing to get done here for a day. I don't know if Sure wants to do that here at the Grove or on the road. Either way,
we can go. We can hit the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Kellum is going to hey, I'm going to set out. I'm going to step over to the Doran Road, and I'm going to go on out to the Cold River. I'm going to take Marchot with me so he can pull the cart, and then I'm going to set up a little camp there at the river while I get the boat ready. And then whenever everybody else gets there with me, we'll get on the boat and go on. If somebody wants to go and retrieve the Marines in the other direction, and you know where to meet me at.
Okay.
So that would be regardless of what everybody else is doing. Kellum's he's like, you can come with me or not, but I'm getting my stuff as soon as I'm ready. I'm going. Whether you're with me or not, I'm not waiting on anybody. This is I'm going ahead, forward party, vanguard, whatever you want to call it, and get things ready there at the Cold River.
Okay. So you're gonna make towards the bridge and set up a camp, basically.
Yeah, a forward operating base, if you will.
Yeah.
And now he won't head out towards the Isengard until everybody else is there with him ready. But leaving the Grove, he's like, I don't care if you're ready or not. I'm ready. I'm going. I'll see you there in a little bit, a day or two, whatever.
So we'll start with Necra, since Necra had a definitive answer at least. What would you like to do, Necra?
Go collect the Marines and bring them to the fob.
All right. And Thor? Do you have
Um,
go ahead.
Nothing in particular. I was thinking about grabbing the Marines. I have comprehend languages as a ritual, so I can
Okay.
help with that if Necro needs it.
Okay.
Okay, so Banthor hung over, being dragged through the woods at 5 in the morning. Okay.
Wake me up when you need the spell.
Okay. So, would y'all use the eagles to fly over? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Instead of
All right. So, Afra, what would you do?
Marines have to wait for sunrise. Wait.
Don't forget it's not just the Marines, it's the dwarves with their
Yes.
airship.
So,
If they're going to go get them, so I'll head out with Kilo.
And then Zorn, which party would you like to go with, or do you have your own direction? Excuse me.
And Zorn will go with Callum.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna go get a glass of water. I got some hiccups going on. I'll be back in just a moment.
right.
While they're gone, probably just divvy up some potions, if that's all right with y'all.
What you got?
If you go to the party inventory, I got the anti-break carrying case.
Yeah.
So I think everybody can take 2 potions of water breathing. I'll take 1, and that'll be the 7.
And
Oh, let's see.
have one of those.
Hold on. Be fine. Oh. Sorry. No, there'd be 5. There's 5 of us, so everybody would take 1. Apologies. And we got 2 spares in the carrying case.
Hmm.
And is there anybody here that's not resistant to acid?
Well,
I think that's all of us.
I beat the GM back.
happens on occasion.
I did. He was just going for water. I had to go visit the water closet. I thought it'd take longer.
Yeah.
Sorry, nobody filled up the water thing, so I had to fill it up before I could get water and blah blah blah. Anyhow,
It's a
midnight
water heater. One of those.
No, I had a little water thing, purifier that I put in the refrigerator,
Ah,
like a Brita filter or what have you. So, just the water I heard smells a little moldy to me.
mm.
So.
Yeah, Sweden's water's already purified. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
Right from the
so-
tap.
and my wife likes cold water, so she has,
Same.
yeah. So she has a very healthy relationship with ice. We
Mhm.
always have to have ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sprung for a whole house water filter. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
Usually call it an unhealthy relationship with ice, but then
yeah. Actually, that's really what I want to say, but
yes.
There are other ears.
yeah. Well, I think everybody else is still asleep. They were up late last night, and so it's not feeling well. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather say good words than bad words, I guess. There we go. Words matter. So Kellum, Othra, and Zorn, you Don tells you, you could take the eagles with you, or you could just call for them, and they can materialize for you outside of the grove as well. They're basically bonded with the wardens and such. So as long as y'all have one warden in the group, you can be able to call the eagles. I'm going to start with the Bob first. You get on the Dwarven Road, and having a destination in mind, you set out for the bridge at the Cold River.
I do not like how you said having a destination in mind.
Well, you
That
find
sounds
that having
ominous.
it's not exactly ominous. It is a trigger, though. Having a destination in mind, you find that walking on the road is you're walking twice as fast than you normally would. Having a destination in mind,
Okay.
you're like, oh, I'm making for the bridge at Cold River, and that triggers the road to activate its magic. If you're just walking on it and having no destination in mind, you go on your own power. But if you have a destination in mind, I'm going to the bridge at Cold River, the magic triggers unconsciously, for you, and your movement is doubled without any repercussions. There's no endurance or anything like that. You find that it's actually a quite comfortable, brisk walk.
Okay.
Such you're not, Marcho isn't, hampered by the cart full of, specialty items that have been, dragged along with it. He may sneeze a little bit. You're like, what the heck is they put in that food? And such. He has a very sensitive nose. But outside of that, it's a real quick march to the Cold River. You get there, and of course, half the time. Normally, it would have taken you probably the good part of the day to get to it, but you're there by noon and such. So you're like, oh, okay, that was a lot sooner than so you're going to have a little bit more time, to sit around than you might have had. Not much because they're going to be flying where you were walking on the road, but you'll have more time to set up camp and such. So you get there midday. You're thinking that you probably would have arrived, a little earlier than them, but you've got hours basically now. That's it. Anything in particular, are you just, setting up a small fire and, comfortable place to hang out and such, or, looking at the river and things like that. Basically, I guess your main objective is, and I'm asking, is you're getting ready for getting into the water and such. That's your basically, finding a good place for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, is there
there
a spot
is
close to the bridge?
Yes, there's a spot close to the bridge. Looks like people would have used it to pull in, and pull out small boats and such, canoes, or small rafts, things like that.
All right.
The river is here, is deep and a little slow, but you can down the way here, that it picks up speed and such. But you can see that there are boat landing is, like you could tell that it's not just, oh, we got to get out here because the water's bad down that way. You could just, with your survival and things like that, you can okay, people went up and down the river and such. This is not just, oh, bad part of the river, let's take our boats out, but mainly people would have taken their boats out because the road is here. They might have gone this way or that and such.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Anything? Go ahead. If you have.
So the first thing I'll do, I'll set up just a small lean-to, just a tarp tied off at 4 corners, or maybe just 3 corners. I'll set up just a real quick spot for a fire. I won't light a fire yet, but have it ready in case. And then the cart and everything will go underneath the tarp. And then I will pull out the folding boat. I'll take some rope with me as well, to make sure that once I unfold the boat, I can tie it up so it just sits there, and begin. I'll wade out into the water, and I forget, was it a key word to say to make the boat unfold?
There probably is an activation word. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll do that.
I forgot.
And then,
I might have given it to you, but I forgot what it is. Shazam.
Yeah. Open Sesame.
Open Sesame, yeah. Abracadabra. Abracadabra.
Alakazam. Yeah,
Alakazam.
all the way through.
Up and away, boat.
So I'll tie off. I'll find the tree closest to the shoreline. Tie the rope off there, then I'll go down in. I'll speak the activation word, let the boat become large, and then tie the other end of the rope to the boat so it's stationary. Kind of pull it up a little bit onto the shore, so it's got both the rope and the ground, keeping it stationary there. And then begin loading it with the supplies.
Okay. I was wondering if that's what you were going to do. Good.
Now, how big is this boat unfolded? Is it like canoe, or is it like clipper size?
Which command word?
It's 2 different sizes.
Yeah. There's 2 different sizes for it. This small little 4-man canoe, I think, and then like an 8-man canoe. 8-man boat.
It's like a rowboat, and then there's a larger size that's like a sailing ship.
Yeah, it's a small sailing ship.
So
not ship.
Roll the keel.
Yeah, and so it should be fairly, good for this. I forgot. Where is that? Is it, who's holding that character, or is it in the party?
I've got it in my backpack.
Okay. Right.
It says the second command word does a keelboat. So a rowboat and a keelboat. Okay. That's what a keelboat is. Not quite as... Here, I'll put it into the Discord as well, so everybody can see it. That's a keelboat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got sails, but it really is like there's no underside or... I was hoping for a couple of decks at least. Oh well. So yeah, I'll store the supplies on there probably midsection, and then I'll put a tarp over top of them so that it all stays dry. And then if I can, I'll get the cart in there in that midsection. If not, the cart will stay here, and this forward operating base will just remain until we return.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think that the cart will be able to fit in there. But your supplies and the rest of y'all can fit in and such. And it's not so big that it will have problems on a small little river, like this. This is not a big river like the Mississippi, but but it's big enough that you can take this vessel down it and such.
Yeah, the keel boat I found on Google, it's like 3 men side by side or shoulder to shoulder width-wise. So not very wide
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to be able to have 8 medium-sized individuals.
7.
7. Okay. All right.
3 crew, 4 passengers, according to what it's showing.
Yeah. For what, like for a keel boat in particular?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere, D&D blah, that they, think a bigger boat is able to carry 8 medium individuals in their supplies. So,
Yeah.
that might be 7 actually, but yeah, either way. So, so we'll just say 8 just for the fun of it and such. Yeah, 8 medium individuals. Marceau is technically large, but he can also fly if he wants to.
Yeah, if he's wanting to go with us, he'll have to fly out.
Yeah. Okay. So you spend an hour or so loading up the boat, and another hour or so setting up camp. Excuse me. Marceau kind of seems a little nervous. You've noticed after a little while. He keeps like looking over his shoulder up into the air and such. And he's a little grumpy and such. But he doesn't really say anything. He's helping out by moving stuff back and forth, or what have you. But he's just kind of grumpy and looking over his shoulder.
Okay. I will.
We have a new foundling.
North Storm Viking. Thank you for following the channel. Yeah,
And Ashra's too busy. Ashra's too busy in the book to really notice.
Yeah, Ashra's over there reading, studying.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up, Marcia?
And then Zorn, did you say you went with Kellum?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's.
What would you be doing? Would you be helping out in general, or just setting up a watch or anything like that?
Zorn would be helping and keeping an eye on the horizon.
Okay. You basically could tell Zorn that that's kind of what Marceau is doing in a way, keeping an eye on the sky and such. But he's grumpier than normal. He usually will, have something to say, but now he's just muttering a little bit to himself, and things like that. Were you going to ask him something, or I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
Yeah, I was trying to ask him what was up.
Okay. The sky feels weird. Keep wanting, not want is a weird word. Keep feeling like something's like a shadow is gonna descend upon us at any time. Feel eyes on us. Just trying to find out where they're at. Makes me uncomfortable.
Probably
my wife used to watch me all the time.
Probably the dragon kind. The lizard folk watching again. Gonna step in just as we finish saving everybody. But no, this is... we're getting ready to go on a very dangerous expedition here. Perhaps that's what you're feeling. Just the impending struggle that we're going to have in a completely unknown and unfamiliar battlefield.
Right. I do smell dragon kind. I just can't pinpoint it. Maybe they're too far away. It's aggravating.
Yes.
Let's hurry up and get this done. I need to take a nap.
Oh, we're nearly done, and you can't do a lot with your paws. So Zorn and I will handle the rest of this. You can go ahead and take a nap over there near Ashura and her book.
Might be best. I get aggravated like this. Sometimes I hurt people. Anyhow, I'm going to take a nap.
And I
And
would
he'll
have,
go-
if Ashura's in the cart, I would have made sure that the cart and everything's parked underneath the tarp, so that if it starts raining or something like that, Ashura doesn't get soaked. But more importantly, the book doesn't get soaked.
Marsha will go over to the tent and curl up in front, and fitfully, flops around for a little bit, and then finally start snoring. Not a big snore, just a kind of a funny puppy dog kind of snore. So,
Okay.
So I'll leave y'all there. I'm gonna go with Nekra and Manthor. They'll fly over. Not as early, Nekra, as you have maybe wanted. Banthor does say, "Hey, wait a minute, I need this first," and he'll go make a a tonic, and slurp one down. He may even bring you one, hey, do you need this, and such. And being the helpful person that he is, but right now his passive perception is probably a 10 or something, where it's normally much higher. So he's not really paying attention so much. He's just operating on instinct and muscle memory. So you probably, the 5 o'clock probably turns out to be like 6:15 or so before you head out. Maybe even 6:20. So y'all leave early in the morning, but not as early as you had probably wanted to, Necro.
Yeah.
Ready to go and call the Eagles down.
So,
The
are we hearing a Hotel California somehow?
Well, actually, your song is different. Your song is a song by Johnny Cash.
I love Johnny Cash.
Sooner or later, I love Johnny Cash too. Sooner or later, God's gonna cut him down. That's your song.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky.
So you leave the grove and fly at a gentle pace. At first, you started taking off and headed there, but then, maybe uncontrollably or, whatever, Banthor's like, no, slow down. Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I can handle that. Okay. So maybe not as flying as fast as you normally would or would like, Necra. You take off, and both of you are going at the same speed, and then slowly Banthor's eagle kind of slows down, and your eagle's like, what? Huh? Oh, okay, and slows down a little bit as well. So not going, instead of the hour to make from here, well, it would take like 2 hours to try to get to the temple. We're talking about like a 3-hour trip now to get to the temple instead of just a 2-hour quick trip. That's it.
Okay,
Not
so
that, a little bit long, so you didn't leave at 5. You left at 6:15, 6:20. we didn't get there in 2 hours. It took 3. And such. But by the time we get there, Banthor is feeling more alive and more himself and such. Maybe he wakes up, and enjoys the air, blowing through his
Right.
head. So
Yeah. So while we're doing this leisurely thing,
Mhm.
Necra is actually sitting on the back of the eagle, legs crossed, actually feeding the bloodhawk that she's had for a pet this whole frickin' time. Like, yeah, if I don't come back, find somebody else who will take care of you. Yada da 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 kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. The two of you reach, the 3 of you, come in the bird, reach the place of the Temple Factorum, not far off, from the Cold River. And you find the opening, the field of sand there is abandoned. There's no gunship. There's no wharf. There's no space marines. Nothing. And from your visage as you come down, it doesn't really seem like there's much traces of anything and such. It looks like nothing has been there recently. What would you like to do as your... Yes, Maxie can be with you. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
I forget about Maxie every once in a while. Maxie, Pixie, there we go, is with you. What would y'all like to do as y'all are coming, flying down or flying around in this area? And you notice, well, nobody's here, and it doesn't look like anybody's been here, which is weird because this is sand. You should see something, like so.
Well, yeah, unless I'm misremembering, we actually set them up here and then left. So,
Correct. You even showed them, where the little campsite was that was set up there that y'all took over and all that good stuff. That was right on the edge of that and things. So, all right. So what would y'all like to do?
investigate this mystery.
Okay. How would y'all like to go about it? I like to land, look around, fly around.
Are there any plants nearby?
Yeah, I mean, so this is kind of like a dead patch in the middle of the woods. So there's trees all around the campsite, bushes. You might even, find a buried bush, or there's a large thicket nearby that animals come in and out of and such.
Okay. I don't know why it's not showing up on my spells, but I'll cast Speak with Plants.
Okay. You cast Speak with Plants. You pick a tree or a bush. There's trees near the campsite. There's a big tree there, a large cypress tree that's been there for a while. The oldest tree kind of thing, not too far off from the camp. But it drops a lot of leaves and stuff limbs and leaves, so it wasn't a good spot for a campsite. But good for go in and find firewood.
Okay. And I'm just going to ask, what has happened here recently?
Well, The days have been wonderful. The water has come from the cold river and seeped into my roots. It rained a few days ago. Some strange creatures like yourself were here, and now they're gone. The squirrel keeps eating my children, and this woodpecker won't leave me alone.
I swat the woodpecker away.
Oh, thank you. It makes such a racket.
You're welcome. I will say the spell, they can tell me within the last day what has happened.
Okay, thank you.
And so I say, has there been any strange, unusual creatures here from what you remember?
I remember a great noise. It was a sound that did not carry like other sounds. Came from within. And then there was much screaming. You creatures make so much noise when you die. And then this box, well, I don't know, a great stone flew in the air, and the man creature like yourself was on the box. I think he killed all the others.
What did they look like?
He had a weird expression on his face, like he was screaming, yelling, but there was no noise. He kept holding his head? Yes, you call that a head. Or he'll point to your head, basically. He kept holding that part of his body, and he'll point to your head, and making weird noises, and not screaming, but I heard the scream. I felt it. We all felt it. It was unnatural.
What direction did the stone go?
It is headed toward the great body of water. And he'll point in the, direction northwest. You'll know that's, his pointing over towards, the North Fangs mountain peaks, which is basically in the direction of the Isengard.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Necra. Do you have anything you would like to add? I give him a rundown of what I was told.
Say, does he just talk to you, or does he talk out loud? I guess.
You can give me the ability to communicate with you. So only I can communicate with it. So I'll give Necra the rundown on what happened and ask her if there's anything else you want to add.
I actually want to look at where we set them up, see if there's any time bodies.
You go over and look at the area where you set them up, not far off from the little campsite. Mainly so that not too close to the trees, but not right out in the open. And the area is strangely flat. Actually, your feet kind of sink into the sand a little bit, where before they didn't. So it's kind of like freshly fluffed beach sand. Instead of being compacted, it looks like it's been fluffed up, and such. So your feet kind of like step into it a little bit, where before it was like beach sand without all the water underneath. It was compacted sand. And you look around and you can tell by just looking at where you're at and like looking at the broad picture of the area that this area has been fluffed, basically, without another word to use, and such. Where the rest of the barren area just looks like it was not all fluffy, and you can kind of oh, this area looks different now that you walked into it and such.
But no signs of struggle, no signs of bodies, no signs of... Okay.
Yeah, just as a purely perceptive look, that's what you can tell, that the areas, it looks like somebody has used something to change how the sand is here and such, kind of fluffed it up or something. So yeah, all markings, footprints, where this ship set down, none of that. Nothing is. It's all flat fluff.
Great. Alright, so... head back. We'll head for the rest of the party as fast as we can, I guess.
Am I able to cast Detect Magic?
Sure.
And just try and get why is this sand all fluffed up and stuff?
Yeah. So you cast Detect Magic. There is a residue of energy here. It doesn't have a magical signature. It seems like a psychic energy that you've noticed.
Okay. Yeah, seems like that loud guy just leveled the place. So yeah, let's head out. I agree.
Just hope that he's not being her pet at the moment.
We'll have to see.
Give me 1 second before you leave. Okay, all right. I was gonna see if I could give you some more information, but no, I rolled low, so no more information for you.
I'll thank the tree and dump a little water around it.
Thank you, and thank you for the woodpecker.
Yeah, of course. I'll be leaving now.
Okay. So the two of you quickly jump on the Giant Eagles and make for the bridge at the Cold River and Dwarven Road, knowing that something urgent has happened. You force, or let's say force, but convince your Giant Eagles to quickly head to the rest of the party. So it takes you maybe an hour or so. Let's see, just over an hour to get to where they're at. So they're pretty much finishing up with setting up camp and moving the supplies over. Might be in the middle, like the tail end of putting the supplies in the boat when the two of you arrive at camp. Marceau immediately awakens as he hears the wings of the giant eagles and such, but noticing that it's you, doesn't do anything. Though he does have his tail up and twitching pointed in your directions, ready to shoot some quills and such. Only you. Oh, excuse me. Before that, can I give you the two of you to give me a perception roll with advantage? Excuse me, Banthor and Nekra.
Perception advantage.
Correct. DC 16. All right. Got 17 from Banthor. And a Billy. And a 16. All right. So both of y'all beat it. To the east, over the mountains, you right about when you were, getting close to the bridge here, somewhere near the East Fangs, you noticed a blue dragon flying around this mountain range. So it's far away. Might take hours or so for a dragon to come over in this direction. But you did notice the blue dragon again flying around that mountain range. So nothing to really be afraid of, but you do keep close to the I forgot the top of the treetops, so that you're not making much of a profile and such. As you finish up the last leg of your journey to the rest of the group. Okay. So you come and land, and how would you like to make your report, or as such? So you can do it in character. I tell them.
Yeah. Basically, don't know what happened, but we think the dude that spent the last fight we were in screaming his head off has taken the ship and headed that way.
No, I should have killed him.
The good news is you can keep all the stuff that you borrowed.
Well, I was gonna keep all that stuff anyway.
Gonna do that anyway, right?
Yeah, it's like I've already done more than borrow it. It's mine.
It's easier now.
True. It's easier. I may not have to kill them. Except, which way did they go? Are they out to the ship? We're going
Same
there.
direction we're going.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Yeah.
Well, shall we head out then?
Certainly. And so, while we're on the way, pull out the India ink that apparently just appeared out of nowhere and start putting designs on the armor.
Is that your wish item? Your bag of
no.
requirement?
No, this
No.
is
Okay.
purely being silly.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one. Okay. So instinctively, you put lines and circles, also on your face, maybe as well, and on your armor, and you've done it in such a way that this attracts. If a line goes this way, you've made a line or a circle go that way. So you're kind of making the eyes move in different places. You don't seem as recognizable, and such. So you basically have done some urban camouflage.
Okay.
What were you going to say, Cal? Anything? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, all right. So, as you know, getting together and putting stuff into the boat, little finishing touches. Anybody, have any questions or anything like that about what we're going? Just the typical factorium or anything before we continue on. Any questions for them or anything like that?
So, Ashura will look up from her book. There was no one else left? No bodies?
We found loose sand, and that's about it.
Yeah, seems like they just evaporated.
On the upside, there might be a chance that they just got impatient, but it does seem, from what little evidence we have, that he just lost it.
Yeah, I mean, also, trees typically don't lie. They made it pretty clear that they were screaming pretty loud before they died.
Did you say we were near the Dwarven Road?
Yeah, we use the Dwarven Road to get to the Cold River.
Okay. Ashra's gonna go to the Dwarven Road. Using mold earth, she's gonna carve in the name of the three dwarves.
Okay.
You're
Actually, you're at the bridge, so you can do it on the bridge or on the road. If you start to do the road itself, you'll find that it is stopping you. There's a word I want to use, but I can't find it. So basically, you start to do it, and you can tell that you just, your magic isn't working on it. It's too weak to do that. But the bridge doesn't seem to have, that protection or that magic on it and such. So you can do the bridge if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it on the bridge then.
All right. Larry, Mo, and Curly. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Just a thing she does, and then we'll go back to her book until everyone's ready.
Yeah, it only takes you a few minutes to do that. Lario, Maurice, and Perlo. You place the last bits of stuff in the boat. You settle in. Marco says that, let's see, how many people we have here? We got enough space. Marco will jump on the boat as well. He definitely does not have sea legs, and it takes him a moment to really settle down. But he, like a cat looking at water, he's like almost seasick and stuff, just with a little bit of time that he spent already. And he'll go find a place and kind of bury his head and just tell me when we're there. Even though it's just like no, barely any movement or anything, he's just like he's not having it. So in a bad way.
Would you like some ginger in this trying time?
Oh, that stuff smells. No. How the heck can y'all eat that?
Dandelion. It tastes great. Settle your stomach, though.
I haven't eaten much. I guess it'll be okay.
Talking one.
I do have prestidigitation. I can change the taste of it for him and the smell.
You make it taste like goblin?
Sure. I do my best to make it. I have no idea what it tastes like, but I'm gonna.
Right.
It's imitation goblin, okay.
Imitation goblin. That's what my mom would bring me. That's what my mom would bring me when I wasn't feeling good. She'd bring me goblin.
I do my best. The closest thing to goblin.
Yeah, I could do something that will just distract all of you from the motion of the boat.
No, that we're good.
Zorn is putting in his earplugs now.
Oh, that's right. I just take out my earplug and go back to my book.
Well, and send Maxie up to what little there is in the way of a crow's nest.
All right. Yeah, she'll take us a perch up on top of the mast, and such. The trees are still above, but that is definitely a better vantage point.
And start the rowing as soon as everyone's ready.
So you make it about an hour or so down the river, and Marshall kind of picks his head up and starts sniffing the air. I know this area. And yes, we're getting close to the sea. I can almost smell it. That's comforting. Maybe. He looks up to the mountain range and kind of points with his tail. Past that ridge on the other side would be my enclave, or what was left of it. High in the mountains. It would take you hours to get there on foot. You poor creatures. And the gift of flight is wonderful. Kind of. I miss that old place. Maybe one day I'll rebuild it. Find me another. Yeah, nobody can take her place, but maybe I could find another young woman and build another family. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, something to look forward to. How the rasp hurts. And after you kind of move around a bend, and you can't really see the area he was pointing to, that peak, that he'll lay his head back down and, oh yeah, this again. After another hour or so of listening to just the drums, not the bagpipe.
Yeah, just that way you can't do both at the same time. Unless Necra wants to take over the drums and Callum can play the bagpipes.
Yeah, might as well. If
Okay.
we're just gonna let the river run.
I do not have the same song with both instruments, so it's going to be two different songs.
That's fine.
I'm going to be extra discordant.
Well, there's drums in that particular bagpipe one, so that'll work.
I was like, oh, you got the drums matched up. How'd you do that?
I forgot that I had this one.
I'm gonna shapeshift into a giant constrictor snake and pull the boat.
Okay, awesome.
Snakes don't have ears, but they have blind sight, so I'm gonna be scanning for threats while I pull.
Okay. So Maxie is on the mast. Marsha, Banthor is in the water. Necra and Kellum are playing the drum and bagpipes, while Zorn and Ashra have, plugged their ears. Asha continue to reading their book, and Zorn keeping a watchful eye on the trees. Let the music play for a moment.
Huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a 23-second clip.
Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm looking something.
That's how bad.
After a while, Maxie says that she thinks somebody's following her. You can see some shapes and such in the distance, and when she, points and such, Zorn, you're able to make out a few figures, diminutive, probably 3 foot or so individuals. You can kind of see, either bows or spears, and such. And as you're, looking, Zorn and Maxie, you can kind of see that down the way, as you're going downstream towards the ocean and such, that there is a gathering of basically, halflings have gathered on the side of the riverbank with bows and spears and javelins and such. There seems to be about 20 or more of these halflings. They look fairly primitive, not wearing tailored clothing. Their weapons are crude, though they do seem to be efficient or effective. Though they haven't used any of them on you, but they don't at a distance look broken or inferior. They're just crude and such. They are making themselves known, and they are hooting and hollering in a language that you do not understand.
Kellen's going to get out his new F-44 AA pulse rifle.
So this is the augmented aiming. So it is aiming assist. There we go. That's what the AA is. Alrighty. So you pull out your pulse rifle. Do you just have it, like on the ready, or do you have it aimed, at the?
I'll do the equivalent of what they are doing. If they got theirs in a position like, just a ready position, mine will be in a ready position. If they're like, like sizing this up or anything, I'll be sizing them up with my scope.
Okay. So yeah, pretty much they are on the defensive. They have their weapons. If it's the spear, they've got it ready. And and they're the left arm isn't out, like ready, absolutely ready for the toss, but they have their arm up. So they're in between, just standing there with a weapon, and aiming it at you and ready to throw. So at a moment's notice, they would be ready to throw.
Okay.
People with bows have their bows up, and they have an arrow cocked, but not like pulled all the way, and such. So they're not like ready to let loose, but they are armed and ready, basically. So though they are pointing their bows and they are pointing their spears at you, they're not like ready to chuck, but they are ready to get ready to chuck. How about that? So they're posed to defend themselves, but they don't look like they're on the offense. How about That's a good
Yeah.
description.
Yep. Banthor may not want to be an anaconda right now.
I am a huge snake. I'm doing just fine.
He is a huge. He's fine.
Well, it's
Like,
just,
I'm ready to wrap around y'all to defend if spears start flying.
all right.
If Ashura notices this, because she got her earplug, so she knows, like, she sees the motion, she sees Kellum's pulling out a weapon, she'll pull out a...
the bagpipes, I'm guessing the bagpipes and the drums go silent?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Enemy in sight. We're not trying to draw them into a trap or anything. It's like, nope, it's game time.
Okay. So the bagpipes and the drums stop. Kellum stands up and grabs one of the rifles, pulse rifle, and is at the ready and such. So yeah, you'll notice things got quiet and then people started standing up. So
Okay,
take out my earplugs and look and see that there are people, and are they still hollering and hooting?
yeah, they are hollering and hooting. They're not real aggressive, but they are aggressive. You can tell that they want you to do something, but they're yelling at you, of course. So
I will cast.
A few of the younger ones are stomping their feet, trying to look brave and things like that.
I will cast tongues to just to know what they're saying, if they're saying anything.
Okay. And does that allow you communication or just understanding?
Oh, both.
Okay.
So
and
I can communicate with them, and they can communicate with me.
Okay, sweet. Does it affect just you?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So through the commotion, you can hear them, yelling, "Stop! This is our territory. Don't come any closer. Be aware, black. Black devils or demons. There's demons, in the waters. Don't go out into the ocean. Who are you?" So they're saying a bunch of different things and such. There doesn't seem to be anybody in leadership per se. There's not one individual that sticks out or is like silently standing there or anything like that while everybody else is hooting and hollering. They all seem to be fairly within the same social status of each other.
There's no wise old sage or a shaman that's off to the side.
Well, no, nothing like that, and they all seem to be, there's one or two accomplished, or seasoned individuals, okay, they've been around for a little while longer than the other guys have been, and such, but, everybody seems to be, hooting and hollering their own. Watch out! One person will say, "Go that way." The other person will say, "This is our land. Get out of here." Somebody, will, "Who are you?" Some people are more curious. Everybody's got their own kind of thing going on. Nobody's saying the same thing really. Somebody might say something. Oh yeah, I'll say that. And stuff. So everybody's got their own little picket fence, picket sign and stuff, saying something. So it's a motley crew of different. But the majority of it is who are you? Don't come this way. This is our land. Watch out. Watch out for the black demons. Things like that.
Okay.
Well, they might not say black. They'll just say demons.
Right.
Kellen's going to ask if he ought to put a shot into a tree nearby.
Ashura will shake her head. I'll shake my head. No, they're just bolstering.
Kellen's shoulders will shrink a little bit. Haven't got the shoot.
I will kind of stand up and meet their gaze, not the younger ones that are being loud, but kind of the seasoned ones, like you said, kind of those, kind of meet their eyes and just say, we're passing through. We plan to fight the demons. We do not intend any harm, but if you do anything, we will retaliate.
It doesn't seem like they can really hear you, like over there chanting and boistering and stuff. They kind of continue saying what they're saying and stuff like that.
Oh, they can't hear me. Okay, let me try that again with thaumaturgy. So my voice goes, sorry. My voice goes, what is it, 3 times louder?
Okay, all right.
Like a
All right,
back.
so using thaumaturgy, you basically, bullhorn, with a clear voice though, what your intentions are. They all kind of like wide-eyed, as soon as you start talking loud and such, they shut up immediately and listen. Everybody's like, whoa, okay, all right. And they kind of like, look at each other a little bit. Some of the younger guys are still boisterous and such, but give me persuasion.
Okay.
And then, give me persuasion.
Okay.
There we go.
Let me go to I was looking at my spell. Alright, persuasion. Let's see. Open up. 28.
Yeah, almost 29 would have been a crit. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
And so you roll a 19 with a +9, getting you a 28. So your persuasion is actually intimidating. You're kind of, hey, we're good guys. We're going to go fight these things. But if you mess with us, well, you're going to be in our way. And they kind of patched the last part of that. Not so much, the first part that you're just passing through. You're going to be, taking care of the devil, the demons and such. I mean, if you mess with this, we're going to have to, you're getting in our way. This, by the time they all stop hooting and hollering, that's the main thing that they hear.
Mm-hmm.
And they all kind of start, backing away slowly, and stuff. And they're like, this is our territory, stay away. And so some of them say that, and they kind of carry that a little bit. This is our territory, and they'll stick with that kind of motif, get out of our yard, kind of thing.
I'm already sitting back down, back into the book.
So, as you get closer and to the area where they were standing, they have moved, 30 to 40 feet back off of the edge of the river there. So they've gotten into the wood line, and you can kind of barely see them, their position and such. So, they kind of think they're at least out of, spear range, and probably out of, a good not arrow range, but like there's a lot of trees and stuff. So they've kind of, they got cover, and such. So, but they're still like, watching you and hooting and hollering every once in a while, just making noises. The big chant now is, stay off of our lawn, kind of thing, and such. And they'll let you pass without incident, if you pass without incident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I said, already sitting down back in the book.
You met the pygmy men of the swamp pygmy men. They live in a swamp not too far from here.
Yeah. I heard banjos for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Just some good old boys. Never mean no harm. Sorry.
Rather tempting to remind them that they're in range. Anyways.
No
If I
need to
didn't-
start. No need to start anything.
If I didn't get to shoot
No.
my rifle, nobody else gets to shoot anything.
Yeah, that's part of it. Okay.
Telepathy to kill him. I mean, you could have been shooting wine bottles with me at the party. That's on you.
I didn't know how to shoot it then yet.
Fair enough.
So
Get back to
you all
pulling.
settle back down, and start with the bagpipes and the drum again.
Ear
So that
plugs
was-
back in.
Yeah, if you're looking at the map, that was basically right here, the swamp in question that they live in is right there off the. Just some people that were there. Remnants of last society. The halflings survived, but they kind of pygmy. I don't know what you call them. Anyway, tribal man. There we go. Publisher joke.
No.
Yes. Yes.
So you make.
A little bit.
You make another hour or so, and you are maybe not quite an hour. You are at the coast, and the river spills into the ocean. Make land, but you can kind of see something in the distance. It is a good. Well, I don't know if you would be able to see it. No, you probably wouldn't be able to see it. Sorry. That far away. Let's see. Yeah, you're able to see something is over there. Now looking at the distance, you'd be able to tell that something is out there, but you can't really, because of the curvature and the distance, you really can't tell what it is. But you can tell that something is out in the water out that way, some 20 odd miles off the coast.
Okay.
So it's like seeing a boat right there, and you're like, yeah, I mean, I can see the shape of a boat. You can see the shape of something out there. It might be an island, but it is sticking up out of the water. It is the afternoon. You have for 30. You got 33 hours before the engine goes critical. And you have a few, basically the rest of this day for Astra to finish up the book.
Oh, and minor thing in case we need it. I finally decided to change my. Oh, dang it! Now I can't remember the name of the thing. Oh, Whispers of the Dead skill proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have proficiency in how to make water vehicles actually work. Well, every day I can change it. I just usually don't.
Yeah. I play a Phantom Rogue in another game, so I knew the feeling. Just you leave it on something, and I'm like, alright. Oh yeah, I forget I can change that.
Yeah. Also, while this is happening, making a map, because also have proficiency in cartographer tools, so might as well.
I mean, that is good. Got the area. And note that, hey, we found some tribal people.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Tribal people. Thank you. Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Yeah? You hear the bagpipes?
Yeah.
One of the players, he plays the bagpipes. They use that to lure people, lure monsters and stuff to them. But they're on the march to the Isengard. Not exactly a march, but. You eating anything?
No.
All right. Take care of that. Okay. I was just checking on him real quick. So you can see what you probably believe to be the Isengard out in the ocean, and the tribesmen have left you. You've left their territory, so they don't. They didn't follow you or anything. You're on the coast. You've got a day before, the end of the day for Opera to finish what she needs to do. And then you'll basically have just over 20 hours after that to accomplish your task before the Isengard explodes.
I'd like to kind of just take a short rest while we're on the way. I'm tired of pulling the boat.
You can make camp here and take a short rest. You can, we could fast forward either, after Ashra is finished, and, decide if you want to tackle, go to the Isengard during the night, and the first thing in the morning, as the sun is going down, when you're getting close to the clock, and such. Also, you notice, the tide comes in and goes out. You can try to figure that out. Things like that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we have some twitchy trigger fingers ready to
Yeah.
ready to go. So I'd say as soon as I'm done,
It's true.
we can as soon as I'm done, we can, and everybody's prepared.
Gotcha. So Ashura's task is finishing the book. Go ahead and level your character if you haven't. While Ashura is doing the level, are there any tasks that y'all would like to do today, waiting for Ashura to finish up and do that, before y'all all head out? You don't have to have a task. It could be just simple sharpening the blade, or making sure everything is well oiled, or working the way it should be. Or it could be, hey, we're going to keep patrol, or we're going to go look for this, or take a nap, or I'm going to be well rested. So you can use some actions to give you an advantage here or there. Extra preparation. I'm going to sleep. I'm just going to be well rested and such. We can find different avenues for different things.
I'm going to be dry firing all of my new weapons.
Okay.
In the hopes that I can get some increase to the hit DC or bonuses in the rolls or something like that in the upcoming combat. And Kellum is also going to kind of like try and come up with a tactical plan, because we're both looking at trying to kill the queen, but also stop the explosion.
Correct.
So it's he's going to think of like, well, maybe we should do some kind of split. Let those that have the better chance of stopping the explosion go towards the engine, while those of us that are just like, we kill things, go after the queen. And then those that are stopping the explosion will catch up with us later. Already split.
I'm gonna take as much time as I can to do a short rest, and then use that travel alchemy kit we got to try to brew up some healing potions with whatever time I have left.
I did take those potions you offered up, Banthor, as well.
Right. Oh yeah, I meant to mention that when you were gone, DM, I just handed the potions out to everybody.
Right. I took a water breathing I meant to take one, but it gave me the last two, so
Oh,
for some reason.
Yeah,
Was that
when
supposed to
you
take-
move it, it moves the whole item. You should only have one water breathing potion apiece. And then I've got the remaining two are now correctly back in the party inventory. So we got 2 spares.
Okay.
And
Let's see.
Tell 'em.
Does it say how long that lasts?
yes,
I think it's about an hour.
Okay.
Which is the potion last one.
Yeah, 1 hour. Okay.
Which is something because the spell itself actually lasts longer than that.
Right. Yeah. That's why I thought there was some differences between that. So. Is the water breathing spell concentration though, or no?
Nope.
Or do you know? Okay, good.
It's not, and it's 24 hours.
It's a big difference.
And it's a ritual.
Huh?
So it could have been something Banthor could have gotten his work.
These are a lot easier to. Okay. An emergency situation. I'm drowning here. I'm drowning here. Brings up instead. Okay. Let me make a note here. Kellum, you are basically looking for either advantages or your target practicing. There we go. So
Yep.
you're concerned about your aim. There we go.
yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I'm good with a sword, plus 15 using swords and everything, but I'm under 10 with my ranged weapons. I was like,
I got you. Okay.
Let's
All right.
see.
Banthor, you want to make potions of healing. Okay.
Yeah.
Ashura is busy.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Zorn and Necra. Anything for y'all?
Zorn will be fishing.
Okay.
Are you fishing just to relax? Or are you doing it just like, okay, well, there's nothing really I want to be doing, so I'm gonna go fishing.
If he actually gets any fish, they are going to be stripped and prepared.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
going over the kit, tightening this, loosening that, kind of usual. And we lose track of Maxie for at least half an hour.
Okay. Is she doing anything particular?
Aside from that message I sent,
Okay. All right. Pick that up quick. No, come on. Discord. Oh, please. I get it. The PC version is the update, of course.
yeah, and
Okay.
you may or may not have other things that happen.
Right. I almost thought that that's what she would be doing anyhow. So that's
Yeah.
good. Okay. All right. Okay. I will pull something out of my hat for next session for that.
Does she get that back on a short rest? Oh, long rest. Fine.
Okay. And then anything in particular? Oh, but you said Necra is going over, making sure everything's stowed away correctly on her. Everything. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget the shake test.
That's part of it, and probably entertaining to watch. Oh, and probably just because it's funny. When Maxie does wander back, she's used enlarge reduce, and actually walking back.
All right. Medium size.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So a average or a medium sized Maxie comes walking out of the woods in her UA uniform that she has modified, and probably whistling a little tune and such as she approaches the camp or the location here.
And gets a few what looks like rude gestures back and forth.
Maxie, I told you to stop eating random stuff off the ground.
But the mushrooms, they look so good.
Looks can be deceiving.
This one made me taller. You did. One will make you taller. I love that song. Bang bang. Right, there you go.
Right.
So you've taken the day to do some target practice, making 4 potions of healing. Astra is busy leveling up. Zorn is relaxing and fishing. You've caught a couple freshwater. Are you fishing in the lake, the river, or the ocean?
In the river.
Okay, yeah. Caught you some freshwater fish, a couple big ones, and you're taking the time to clean those. And would you go ahead and cook those, or are you preserving it? Like salt it or what have you, smoke it.
Might as well salt.
Gotcha.
Snack for later.
Goodness, sorry. Necra is checking your armor, her gear, making sure that nothing rattles or gets hooked or falls off when she doesn't want it. And Maxie, went and did a little errand and has come back eating mushrooms and, trying to make a scene. Oh, what? Y'all didn't know I could do that? What are you looking at? Eyes up here. Sorry. Thank you. I'll be here all week. The evening and night is quiet. Let's see, Astra, have you leveled your character?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep, all done.
Mm,
Anything new you pick up?
Switched out some things. I changed chain lightning to a different spell.
Oh, come on,
Called
what?
dirt.
Chain lightning and water? Come on.
This will be better.
Okay, all right.
mm,
Not that
Yeah.
chain lightning's bad, but this one will have a more constant effect.
So it's basically, going to be the middle of the night when she's ready. Probably should do a short a rest, like a long rest, basically. Ashra. But you can, if you'd like, go in the middle of the night and such. Ashra, if the rest of you've kind of been busy, but not so busy. But Ashra would be under a little stress to possibly pick up some
Exhaustion?
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
So, how long would it take to get to the Isengard by boat?
By boat, about 5 hours by the boat.
All right.
And if we flew?
If you flew, it would only take you 3.
So, take the boat, tie up, finish up the rest there.
So if you took a long rest, or even just a short rest, really, you could leave in a couple hours. You get away with a short rest, and that will, get her out of the needy exhaustion box. There we go.
Okay.
So it would be closer to morning and such. And no, she cannot fly and rest at the same time.
She can rest on the boat, though, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So taking the boat allows her to rest, and we get there probably quicker than we would if we wait for the rest and then take the Eagles.
Yeah, actually. So yeah. The rest of you, any help, with Banthor, doing some sneak feature, crocodile, I don't know, whale, shark, I don't know,
the boat's got
towing.
sails.
It does have sails, and so there's that too. So you can make it out to the Isengard, within the 5 hours, and allow Astra to basically take a long rest. Not the full long rest, but almost the time needed. In fact, it's 6 hours plus a couple hours of wakefulness. So, yeah. Throughout all of this, if y'all want to make sure that you've taken a long rest, y'all can do that, just to make sure your characters are clean. As you start to approach the Isengard, you can see it is nose deep in the water, and you can see, the changing tide and the waves kind of lapping up against the ship in the distance. You also notice that there are something kind of flying around in a pattern like vultures almost. From your distance, you can't quite see what it is, but it doesn't look like they have wings. You're so I say like a half an hour out, and this is when you start to really get some good visual of what's out there. You're a few miles out, but since there's nothing impeding your vision, and being up a little bit flying, you can see more of what's going on. You don't have great detail, but you can tell that there's something flying around like vultures around the Isengard, it looks a little rough, but it looks fairly intact. You're right at 3 miles distance, so that's kind of like just enough like you could tell exactly what it is, but you can't see any great detail, and you can see these things flying around.
Keep pushing forward.
The long rest I did switch the spells out, just FYI.
Okay. Getting a mile out from the Isengard, you can see the lettering of the Isengard on the side of the ship. The way the lettering is, and some of the damage and wear and tear, it looks. It is the S is missing, and the A kind of looks like an O. So it is spelled out I space E N G O. And then the R is missing, so space D.
Okay.
So it kind of, if you read into it or read through some of this, it looks like it says the eyes of God. I in God. I in God. Stuff, yeah. Maybe I should have left the S in there. Eyes in God. Oh well. But it looks like it says the eyes, eye of God, almost. I in God. There we go. So the story of the eyes of God fell from the sky, and it brought the calamity. Is actually a reference to the Isengard falling from the sky. As you get closer, you can see that the things circling the Isengard look like large basket, maybe a large round circular object. They are shiny. They don't look like they're like the Isengard is worn down, by weather and dull and such. Doesn't have any shiny areas, but these are shiny, like just brought from the smithy, kind of thing. And these large 3-foot circular spherical objects are flying around in a pattern around the Isengard. There seems to be 5 of them.
All right.
Yeah. That doesn't look good.
You're a mile out. You can see some destruction, a few places where metal has been, stripped away or fallen off and such. From your distance, you can't see any like clear entrance, doorway, hatch, hole, or anything like that from from the distance, basically. It does have a few antennas sticking out of the back, basically sticking up into the air. Because the back is now upright. It does lean a little bit like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but it's basically upright. There are a few antennas with lights that are blinking and such, and there might be 1 or 2 lights underneath the water you can see blink every once in a while.
So when will we be in Zorn's range? So he can just start laying down fire on these things that
Well, I guess it depends on what Zorn might be using.
Zorn, what you using?
The longbow has like 600 feet. The Hummy gun has like 300.
All right. Let's start with the bow and see how they react.
Hold on. Do you have you got the anti-material rifle, basically the sniper rifle?
Yep.
Okay. That's probably a lot lower than it should be. How about this? It's got a scope. So it's got a 12 times scope on it. So it magnifies things, at least 12 times. So you can easily, see what these things are. It's some kind of mechanical, mechanized object flying around. It has a couple, which you now know as gun barrels sticking out of them in a forward arc. And they seem to be floating around on their own propulsion. You don't see any gases or flames or anything like that. So the air around them does kind of warble a little bit and such. So they're using some kind of propulsion system that you can't really see outside of the warble. Kind of like a heat warble or something. But you can see the 5 of them in this pattern and such. They have numbers on them, so you can't tell what the numbers mean. But you can tell, there's the characters, and they kind of like, let's just say that this is 21 through 25, basically. So you can see a 2 and a 1, a 2 and a 2, a 2 and a 3, and so on and so forth. So they have numbers on them. It actually would be a 3-digit number and such. So they, would have a number in front. That second number, it's all matched. The first 2 characters all match, and then the third character is different. But you can reach out and touch them with the rifle if you'd like.
I'd say go ahead.
All right. All right. These things look like they're going to be unpleasant to deal with. Prepare for battle. Sneak shot.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Yeah, okay, you hit it. Golly. Woo!
34 and
34. Man. Plus 16. Gotta love it. Alrighty. So yeah, you reach out and touch one of these. Go ahead and roll. Actually, what's the max damage? It's 6d8 plus 10.
Yeah.
So that's 48, 58. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So max damage, 58 damage from the shot. You hit this, square center with your 34. Roll here, and this thing just drops and hits the water, kind of bobs for a moment, and then sinks. The other 4 triangulate the shot and start heading towards y'all.
All right. I got another one.
They are moving quickly. You're just shy of a mile out and such. 3/4 mile, so half a mile. Yeah, I would say half a mile. There we go. You're a half a mile out.
This
a good
probably
shot.
be a good time to drink those water breathing. They're coming to us.
I did swap out. I did swap out and started ritual casting. I don't know if I finished in time.
Okay.
Oh, you're doing the ritual.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah, pop that in the chat.
Yeah. Half a mile. So basically, Zorn, I'm going to have you roll, but you'll have enough time sitting at where you're at and having them come to you that you can take out the other 4 before they get to you. You're like, you aim up with the next one and hit it. And then you're like, okay, I'll be able to take care of these well before they get to us and such. You hit the next one. There's 2 left. One continues towards the group, and then the other one turns back around and heads back towards the Isengard.
Shoot that one.
And I will make you roll for this one, since it's kind of like not coming straight at y'all. It's trying to go back to the Isengard. So give me a roll on that one. Straight 18, 34. Better than
you should have called sharpshooter. Well.
Oh, wait. All right. So, yeah, you're like, oh, okay. And you just square up with it and, hit it and falls to the ground, to the water, and sinks as well. Then you line back up with the last one and plenty of time before it, even gets close and such. You can see that the barrels are starting to glow at the end, like it's starting to get ready to, fire. And then you hit it with the rifle. It falls in the water and such. Or kind of, in a holding pattern, circling around, staying right around in this area. Or no, yeah, you're on the boat. Never mind. My bad.
Closer.
Yeah. Sorry. You're on the boat and such, so you're just, continually making your way towards the Isengard, but 5 minutes go past, 10 minutes, nothing comes out of the Isengard. Such. As you get closer, you notice that there is a rip in the side of the ship. Let me see. It's such a large map. So basically, where one of the engines is, the engine has been like ripped off, and you can see one of the portals or hallways, basically, that was attached to this. You can see that it's open, and you can see claw marks as you get closer. Claw marks of where something has come in and out, like clawed up the side of the Isengard and gone in here. You can see a little gore and blood as well up near the entrance where the water hasn't washed it away. Excuse me. Hey, had a little kick in my throat. Give me a moment. Cool. So you can see one of the hallways there where the engines have been ripped away, and you can see that most likely the xenomorphs have been using that as a entrance exit, and it looks like they might have been bringing things in or out. Knowing their behavior, most likely bringing things in. Such. What would y'all like to do? How would y'all like to handle this? This area is going to be 50 feet in the air above the waterline. And that's just from your vantage point. You haven't fully looked at the whole area and stuff. So from your direction, your perspective, this is one of the an entrance that you can see.
Callum's just gonna kind of. We're on the Eagle. No, we're on the boat.
We're on the boat.
Callum's just gonna stand up on the edge, make sure the boat's tied off so that it doesn't float away on us. And then jump onto the edge of the entrance, get the rifle out at the ready, turn around, look at the others, and just time to be heroes, and then jump in backwards.
All right. So the entrance is 50 feet up in the air. The water line is from the water line. So
okay, so
we'd have to climb up.
You'd have to
I'll climb
fly
up
or climb up. Yeah, and there's enough of these ball marks and stuff, in the Isengard that you can make them handholds and footholds.
I've got the climbing gear and the grappling hooks from that I borrowed. So one of those goes up, and I get up there.
And there's Marshall.
Yes, Marshall is also with you, though he's a little pink in the gills. Or green in the gills, excuse me, from being on the boat and such.
Right.
But
do we see
the Eagles?
Yes.
Do we see the airship?
You do not see the airship.
Okay.
But this is the ship is huge, so you really just see your side that is facing the coast as you come up to it and such.
All right. We'll climb the boat, and we'll climb the ship, and in.
Yep. I'm going up.
Okay. So Kellum, you use the grappling and the climbing gear. So there's a rope hanging. You have a harness. And you can use that to quickly ascend, much quicker than using the handholds. Though Necro probably use the handholds really well. that she climbs trees and such. Let's see. So Kellum is using the grappling and I forgot what the little tools are called, but the things that help you hold onto the rope and climb and all that good stuff. That little mechanism thing. Necro, how would you like to ascend?
Straight up, like basically look like a shadowy spider just shoot up the side of the thing.
All right. So let's see.
Do
Kellum,
I need to make a roll?
Yeah, Kellum, give me athletics with advantage. Nectar, give me athletics or acrobatics. And we'll go from there. Banthor,
Great.
how would you like to ascend, make your way to the entrance?
I'd like to ascend like a literal spider.
Are you going to be a small, itty bitty spider? Or are you going to be a hand size? Or are you going to be a large block?
Do I have? Do I think I could get away with being large, or would the corridors give me trouble?
Being a spider, you think you could do large?
Okay. I'll go giant spider then, and that'd be a large beast.
Okay. Zorn, I don't have to ask what Maxie's doing.
Yeah.
Zorn will use the rope.
Okay. And then Ashra. There is Marceau as well. Marceau might have some difficulties in corridors, but he's at least going to fly up to the entrance and make a go at it.
Yeah, if he doesn't mind, I'll fly up with him.
Okay. All right. He doesn't mind at all. All right. So they didn't come through. Oh, your athletics check didn't. That's weird.
Athletics.
What'd you roll, Kellum?
Got a 21.
Kellum, what'd you roll? 21? Okay. It says that you rolled, but it does not have a number there.
Yep.
And then I have a custom roll by you where there's a 7. So,
That's weird.
Yeah.
One of them landed on a 7, but I got a plus 14.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I see the 21 in the game roll.
That's weird. And then I see Necra's acrobatics of 19, which is perfect.
19 acrobatics from Necra.
Refresh and see if it does anything weird.
Strange, because.
But now it shows it. Nope. Now it just shows the custom roll of 7. For Kel. That's weird. No worries. So with a 21, you shoot up the rope with the tools in hand and get up to the entrance as Marceau is making his way to the entrance. You have a passive of 14. All right, give me a perception roll, Kellum.
All right.
Huh?
14.
14, okay. Necra, you pop up, and Astra, y'all kind of come in together at the same time. Marceau will let Necra climb in first, and then he'll come in himself. You're going to notice that it's going to be a tight squeeze for Marceau, so he's going to drop you off first, Astra, and then he's going to squeeze in and such. The corridors, some of them might be difficult. This one in particular is difficult, but you noticed on the schematics that there are small corridors and larger corridors. So the larger corridors are going to be easy. And it's going to be some of the smaller corridors that Marco is going to have some difficulties in. Necra, your passive
Is yes.
Good lord. Oh, 25 passive perception. Okay. So with your 25 passive perception, noticing the walls have been coated here in a, the alien slime mucus that hardens, and the corridors are odd environment that they create for themselves. Some of the walls up ahead don't kind of look weird a little bit. You're not certain if they'll move or if it's a trick of the light or your imagination. But you're kind of feeling like there's something up in front and farther on in the corridor. It looked like the walls moved.
Right.
Astra, you get dropped off as you can see Necra tense and look down the corridor. Astra, you have a passive perception of 10.
Yep.
So you don't notice anything.
How well lit is the situation?
It is not well lit at all outside of the light coming from outside. It is, getting on early morning. So the light is not coming directly through. It's on the other side of the ship, but we have the glow of the sunrise. So right here in the entrance, there's light, but further on down, no light. Marceau sniffs at the air and growls. And then Banthor, you're next as people start to crowd the entrance with Marceau kind of clogging it up. You can hang on to the outside easily with your spider climb. And using your passive perception and the perception of the spider, you maybe not be able to perceive any motion and such, but you can definitely tell that everybody is tense, and such, looking down the corridor. Zorn, you're going to be kind of on the outside with Banthor until we can squeeze down the hallway a little bit more. What would y'all like to do?
I can see 120 feet with my double sight clearly. So, am I seeing anything down? Like, how far down am I seeing?
The corridor is kind of short. It's about 50 feet or so. Well, it's not short, but it's and then this corridor runs into looks like a T juncture. A four-way juncture, and you can't really tell, left or right and such, where they go or how far. But there's, a few more 20 or some odd feet, and then it looks like it kind of dead ends at a hatch or something, a door going into, either a room or another area. So there's about 80 feet of corridor here, 50 feet, and then you'll reach the the four-way juncture. So just remembering a little bit about that, the schematics and such. Banthor, you can't look at it right now because of your, in your spider form. But if you're in your elven form, your standard form, you would have access to the blueprints through your data pad on your wrist, on your forearm and such. But right now you can't. But just from memory, that's probably connecting to the center corridor that stretches from one end to the tip to the other and such. So this might be the main corridor that stretches in between, all, from the observation or the control room all the way down to the engine and all the way down into the storage containers. Somebody send a message. I'll look away real quick. Oh, okay. Goggles of night. Yes. That's it? Okay. All right. Not a problem.
Okay.
And I have blind sight in 10 feet. I'm not picking up on anything.
Not within 10 feet, no. And then, no, that's Aha. So never mind. Different character. Does Callum have blind fighting?
No, I just have dark vision on this character. He's very
Dark
much
vision.
like, we've not had to oh goodness, I wish all this would work. That all happened on the other character. Callum's not had any issue with lighting or anything so far, but
Yeah, mostly been in the woods and things like that, and
yeah,
Dark
Exactly.
City. Yeah. So,
In the woods, I'm moving at night. We started out stealth squad.
Does
Now it
Necra
doesn't matter.
being the stalker, that Necra is,
Yeah,
Every
and
comes
of
up.
course, if there isn't much light, how visible is Necro to most of the party?
Yeah,
I
right
still-
now,
I
you
still can
are
see you.
visible, but once you move out of this 20 feet past the entrance, that'll be a different story.
Yep.
Well,
To
Yeah,
this
so with your
work on.
blind, with your
Yeah.
blind sight, you don't sense anything within 10 feet.
Callum is going to sling the rifle for the time being. He's going to maybe save that for the big bad. He's going to pull out the vibroblade and the angelic flame-tongued longsword
Okay.
and activate the flame. And well, we're here to do a job. Let's go and start walking.
Okay.
I think we should go hit the main threat, the queen, and then we can shut down the boat.
So if you wanted to do that, you would basically, if this is the center corridor, then you would take a left going down and such. You do have a sense, well, no, you can't really, never mind. You don't see the walls per se here. They're all covered in that alien mucus that is hardened over. So there really isn't any panels or, anything like that to, give you an up and down, left and right kind of feel here. And so, just using gravity, you're technically walking on one of the walls where your feet are and such. So rooms are going to be interesting. Will be, gravity will pull us this way. And of course, when we get into a room, the door is going to be, on the side, on the wall, sideways, and down is going to be, 20 or 30 feet over this way, below you and such, because of the way, the ship is nose down into the water. It is slightly at an angle, so you, depending on which way, you will be able to slide down walls instead of just drop straight. But we'll get to that when we get to it.
So I do have the other, I used Gorman's bag. I've got all the other climbing gear and grappling hooks with me. So that if we run into any trouble with that in there, we can just shoot another grappling hook up into a door's hallway or something that's above us and continue to give us something to work with there.
Okay. So the grappling gun does have a little bit of force. It will penetrate trees. It may not go into a steel wall, but it probably could, embed itself in some of this whatever the mucus, the hardened mucus, and such.
Yeah.
And such.
I
Or
figure,
wrap around.
yeah, I was going to say
poles,
wrap
things
around
like that.
pipes and such as well.
Yeah.
You know, so if we're going in a downward position, I may even not even shoot the grappling gun, just take the hook itself and wrap it around something
Right.
before we go further down.
Gotcha. Yeah, totally. Yeah, because if you're gonna take a left at Albuquerque and go down towards the engine and down towards the Queen, you will be going down.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be another 50 or more feet down to the engine room, and then from the engine room it's gonna be another 50 or more feet down to the other areas. So yeah, you will need either free fall, spider climb, or rope to descend into the Isengard.
Kellen would be making good use of all the borrowed supplies.
Yeah.
All I'm
Alrighty.
inherited.
I mean, it's not borrowed anymore. It's ours. they came.
Yeah, well, the borrowed is being said with quotation marks. Yes. Heavy quotation marks.
Well, actually, not even borrowed. It was given to us. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it was just left there. It wasn't nailed down or anything.
I mean, he didn't. They didn't. He didn't. The commander dude didn't stop us from taking it. He was like, just let him have it. It's fine. So it's
Yeah.
really a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
too
noticed
bad.
y'all were gathering all the materials that he wanted, and he went, "Okay, good," and went about his business.
Exactly.
Too bad. Don't have that.
Kellen, you start making your way forward. Let's see, Necra, you were right behind him. Do you follow suit?
Yeah.
So he's going to have the sword, and so you're going to be in dim light. So you're not going to have your full obfuscation and such. Is it a no light or dim light?
It has
Just
to be
checking
dim light or darkness,
Oh, okay, all right,
and they have to rely on dark vision for it
right.
to work.
So it's not very useful against anybody but members of the party at this point.
Yeah, because they don't rely on sight or
They
dark
do not.
vision.
Yeah, they don't have eyes. No eyes. I think the Queen might have. No, I don't even think the Queen has.
No, I
eyes.
don't think it does.
It does.
No.
It doesn't.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, I don't know. I have to look at
I don't think any of them do.
Yeah. I know the drones and the workers and the warriors and stuff. They don't have eyes. The runners, all those guys. I just can't remember if the Queen does.
No.
But,
I think there's one xenomorph creature that actually does.
You're
Well,
right.
wasn't
yeah,
it
the
some kind of
hybrid.
hybrid?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that
human
was
hybrid.
the offspring or whatever they wanted to call that stupid thing.
Yeah. Grotesque as it was. Yes. Alrighty. And then, of course, if you want to get up to the control room, you're going to have to climb. So, all right. Kellen, Necra, you take the Vanguard and head down the hallway. Ashra, you're behind them, but Marco actually kind of pushes past you. And he goes, most of the time I'd say ladies first, but if you don't mind, I'm going to push past you.
Well, that's fine. Go right ahead.
Yeah, time check. It is 11 as it is. So when we get back in 2 weeks, we're going to roll initiative and we're going to just get right into it.
All right.
Nice.
As you continue walking down the hallway and the walls start to move and xenomorphs start to clamor both on the walls, the ceilings, and the floor towards you, you'll notice at least two two rows of xenomorphs coming towards you. So there's 3 on each row. Maybe one on the ceiling, one on the walls, and then behind them there's one on the floor and one on the walls and such. As they are 6 of these xenomorphs are quickly scurrying towards you.
Oh, let them come. I'm ready.
As they're coming, I just drop one of the bug bombs down the shaft.
Okay. The shaft is going to be another 30 feet in front of you. So you could chuck one and stuff. So basically, they're kind of right in that area, right before it, coming out of the walls and such. Not out of the walls.
I figured they're just like we're going down, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So I just drop it in front of me, and it's going to flow downwards towards where they're coming from.
Okay, gotcha. Alrighty. I will. Put that in my notes, and then we'll start from there.
All right.
Colin's like, "Oh, I've got something for you." Now, do you drop the whole?
No, just one.
Just one. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So, because there are, and I didn't make the item. I was in the process of making it, and it was kind of weird and stuff. But I'll finish it off. So there's 3 ways in a way you can use this individually. There are 5 hand grenades and 1 incendiary grenade. So you can chuck these individually. 5 grenades individually, or the 1 incendiary grenade individually. Or you can pull the ripcord, and the incendiary grenade will get exploded by the hand grenades, causing a massive 20-foot ball of ouch. Basically, it's a 10d10, 20-foot radius fire. And yeah. So and it's instantaneous, where normally the incendiary grenade burns for a while, for a minute, and does damage in a 5-foot area. When you explode the incendiary grenade with the other grenades, it makes a big fireball of 10d10 fire damage.
Okay.
So I'll let you decide just one or all of them.
I have 6 of the bandoliers.
Well, I think everybody has 1 bandolier.
Right, and everyone was given one.
Everybody was given a bandolier, so I think you have an extra bandolier. You have 2.
I've got 6 of these things on my inventory for some reason.
Yeah, you had 6, and I think at one point we distributed them, or we said somebody made a comment of wanting to give everyone one of those.
Yeah. Okay.
So if there were 6 of them, then you would have 2, and then everybody would have 1.
All right. Yeah, because I'm like, if I only got 1, do I really want to use it all up at once?
Yeah, that is a question.
Yeah. But then again, it's only one grenade going to do anything.
One grenade will definitely do something in a corridor.
Yeah.
And you all have a good working knowledge of what these are going to do. So there's no guesswork. And so you know that the one grenade will take out a 10-foot area. Well, not take out, but it'll definitely push out a lot of damage in a 10-foot area.
Would one of these grenades or the whole bandolier be enough to blow a hole in the side of the ship and let more water in if we detonate it below the water level?
Probably, yes. You would probably need to use the whole bandolier, the whole grapevine grape cluster, basically, to blow, a hole in the side and such. But you probably could get away with using 3 or so grenades. But, that might be, a process of, 1, that did that damage, 2, that did that damage, 3, that did that damage. Or pull, throw, now we have a hole.
Can the xenomorphs drown?
No.
Ah.
No. Yeah,
Okay.
they are.
Well,
They have a
check it
swim
out.
speed. And so they do not breathe.
Really?
Really, that's why they can float in outer space and blah. They don't breathe.
I thought it was just holding its breath in outer space in the movie.
Yeah,
Because like it gets in pretty quick, so it's like
yeah. It does. Yeah, I think it's the environmental mostly, but they don't breathe.
Yeah, they don't breathe and they're not affected by the cold.
well, there went that plan.
Any other questions before we wrap it up? Yeah.
I mean, if not Marfu, if Kelu is launching, like rolling a grenade down, there's something I'd like to throw out too. They go ahead and not a bomb, but I'm gonna go ahead and cast becomes one of my favorite spells that I now put on Ashra, Dust of Suleiman.
I hate that spell.
Yeah, it's become one of my favorites, and I'm just gonna do that and kind of fill the corridor with that dust.
Okay. Is that the force damage?
Yeah,
It's
the force
the
damage.
immobile one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
30-foot
it's one
radius.
it stays in one area, right?
Yep.
Okay. But it can be blown, yes, because it's a dust.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
in case of dust. So 30-foot radius, and I can hold it for 10 minutes. So yeah, I'll go ahead and put that out there. So there, we're in it, and they're in it. Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay. So 30-foot radius, is that 15 feet in this direction, 15 feet in that direction? Basically.
30-foot radius, that's be 60 diameter.
Good night. Okay. That's nasty. Okay. All right. So yeah, you can pretty much fill this whole corridor, with the dust, and it goes up and down. And yep. All right. Cool. Yep. Dust of pain. I'm calling it the dust of pain because it is a pain. Not that I mind you using it or anything like that. Use all the tools I give you, or you give it yourself, please. But yeah. All right, cool. We will, for this campaign, be meeting back up December the 14th,
Okay.
because we will be skipping over Thanksgiving weekend and meeting December the 14th. Yeah, that's a Sunday. And next Thursday, the 20th, is good to go. All right. All right. Any other business or things to go along with the hand grenade and the dust of pain?
I did do my other spell, the Invoke the Amaranthine, my 2d20. So if you want to mark down, I rolled a 5 and an 8.
Low roll. Got it.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Alrighty. We'll get back on next month on the 14th and pretty much roll initiative. If you do have any ideas of what you want to kind of do for a quote unquote surprise round or whatever, you can just text me, send me what have you, and we'll go from there.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
My apologies for not getting a little bit deeper, but I think we had a good session of what we needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
We got to use the boat finder.
It is all going to be pretty much fighting. The next session.
This was the good build up to
get the dice warm and ready for the 14th of December, because they're gonna be rolling. I'm gonna try to be quick about them too, So, everybody kind of think about, during the combat, what you're going to be doing when it is your turn. Sometimes those things can change because the battlefield changes. I totally understand. I'll try to, keep my, okay, go attitude pushing us so that we can, kill as many xenomorphs as possible and get to the queen. Do that and so.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Shotgun in one hand, vibroblade in the other. Yep.
Right. Ready to go. Yeah, these vibroblades are